Welcome to Studio 48 Signal Path Saturdays. This is where we talk about equipment that we use in the studio, equipment that might be new, older equipment, just technology that we like to create sounds with. We just did a live video, and I'd like to talk about the drum mics we used. Hold on. I gotta whistle my wet. Oof. So the Rode M5 compact condenser microphone is Australian made, affordable, and just sounds great. There's no switches on it, so it's very easy to use. We use it as an overhead usually. It just gives us a nice clear image of the drum set.
So this is the Rode Video Mic Plus. And these are the Rode M5 overheads. A lot clearer image of the drum set. Less boxy.
You can also use it with acoustic guitar and get great results. So this is the Rode M5 on an acoustic guitar. Just one of them by themselves. They are a matched pair, but we're just going to hear one by itself.
Felt like the Rode M5 did the guitar a lot of justice. And the Video Mic Plus, as you can hear, again, very boxy, very dry. It really wasn't designed for what we're doing. Makes it a very good control for our experiment.
On the snare drum, we used a classic SM57 by Shure. If we were to look up industry standard in the dictionary, there would be a picture of this microphone right next to it.
The Rode camera mic actually doesn't change position in the room, we're just changing camera angle.
This is the 57 on the rack tom. This is the 57 on the lowest floor tom.
As you can hear, the 57 is just so much more controlled.
All right, this is the kick drum with the Shure SM57 microphone. This is going to be the angle into my third power 3x12, which is the reason why the microphone is kind of in an odd spot. It's a triangle of 3 speakers.
We didn't include the audio from the room mic for this one. It just did not sound good. As you can hear, 57, classic sound, classic crunch.
All right, this is the Shure SM57 on the bass guitar cabinet.
Honestly, this sounds great. Cannot go wrong with the 57. But I was actually impressed with this room mic as well. Didn't do a bad job with the bass.
So this is the acoustic guitar on the Shure SM57, and we're just take a swing.
So SM57, used at many live shows on acoustic guitars, obviously sounds good. Rode mic, not so much. Boxy.
You can do an entire record with this thing when used properly. So on the rack tom, we used a Sennheiser E904 microphone, which is a cardioid microphone, very easy to use, very affordable, made in Germany. I've also had some good experience with this on guitar cabinets. A few years back, my band released a song called Concrete Girl. We used this microphone on a 1x15 guitar cabinet, had great results with it. On the floor toms, we actually mic'd both of them up with one microphone, an Audix D6 sub-impulse kick drum mic. This is a cardioid pattern, and it really actually picked up those drums really well. They were tuned pretty low, and they had great punch to them. I've had this microphone for a very long time. I've used it on bass cabinets, floor toms, kick drums, live, studio, the works. This is a great workhorse microphone. This is the kick drum with the Audix D6.
Overall, I'd say if you're wanting the modern, heavy kick drum sound, I would say this is a winner. It really nails that kind of smacky, clicky kick tone.
Right, this is the Audix D6 on the bass cabinet.
It's one of my favorite microphones for a bass cabinet. It just nails that sound. If you're a bass guitar player who likes overdrive, it will take those overdriven tones very well.
Right, so this is going to be the same guitar setup, but we're using the Audix D6 microphone this time.
Okay, to be honest, this was really more of an experiment for us to hear it. Never really mic'd a guitar cabinet with this microphone before, and while it does have a nice crunchy sound to it, it seems to be a bit floppy.
On the kick drum, we used a Shure Beta 52A microphone, which is a personal favorite of mine. Very easy to use, like all the other microphones we've been discussing. Place it simply right in front of the kick drum, and you'll get a great sound with very little effort. This also makes a wonderful bass cabinet microphone.
And yes, I did play the same bass riff for all of these comparisons. If you'll click the link in the description, you'll get to hear them all side by side. You can decide for yourself which one you liked better.
If you mic up, say, an old SVT Ampeg 8x10, throw this on the cone that sounds the best, you'll get great classic tones out of it. Alright, so this is the Beta 52A on the Ingle Invader out of the third power cabinet.
This was another just why not try it parts of this episode. I wasn't disappointed. It sounds actually pretty good for this tone. Not sure if I'd try it again. Who knows? Tell me what you think in the comments below.
So that wraps up my video. If I had to pick one microphone out of all of them that I had to use for everything, gonna have to go with the industry standard SM57. It just seemed to capture the sound of everything I placed it in front of. It's just a solid workhorse, and you really can't go wrong. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Signal Path Saturdays. If you could please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to keep the content flowing. If you have any comments on future videos or anything about how we handle this video, I'd love to hear from you. And this is going to be a vocal test on every single microphone. I'm checking the mic.